Okay, so 16 part 2. So part 1, you're told the energy of this sphere P halved. So you had 2U and you looked for E. Okay, now I didn't have a request for that. I did have a request for part 2. Okay, where this is Q. Okay, this we don't know, so it's P. And I'm looking to show that Q will be at least 2.75U. Okay, so for E, or Newton's law of restitution, I'm going to do Q minus P. Now, because I did Q minus P, I have to do 2U minus 4U is minus E. So Q minus P over minus 2U is minus E. So Q minus P equals 2UE. Principal conservation of momentum, 4U by 3M plus 2U by 5M equals 3 P by 3M plus Q by 5M. So I'm getting 12UM plus 10UM equals 3PM and 5QM. Now you can divide across by M because there's an M in every term. So 22U equals 3P plus 5Q. Okay, now I'm just interested in Q. I'm not interested in P at all. So what I might do over here is just say that Q minus 2UE equals P, and then sub that in for P up here. So 22U equals 3Q minus 2UE plus 5Q. So 22U equals 3Q minus 6UE plus 5Q. Bring everything over. 22U plus 6UE equals 8Q. So what can I do here now? So you can factorize out, of course. You can say what goes into 22 and 6, well, 2. But we probably won't bother. We could just go 22U plus 6UE over 8 equals Q. Apologies. Whoops. Now, show that whatever the value of E, the velocity will be at least. Okay, at least. So if we're talking at least, that is the smallest possible velocity. Okay, the smallest possible velocity after the collision would be E equals 0. Okay, that means there would be basically none of the original energy. Okay, new velocity over old velocity would be 0. Okay, now if it looked for the fastest possible, the maximum velocity, E would be 1. Okay, so if E is 0, I have 22U plus 0 over 8 equals Q. 22 divided by 8 is 2.75U equals to Q, as asked. Excuse me. Okay, now 17 part 2 then. So 17 part 2, sphere of mass 4M travels with U, okay, and then hits a stationary mass sphere of mass 2M. Coefficient of restitution is E. Prove that the speeds of the spheres after impact are this and this. Now I didn't have a request for this and this, so I presume that we can do it. But I did ask a request for part 2. Okay, so part 2 is loss in kinetic energy. So, loss in kinetic energy. So, we're going to look for the kinetic energy before. Okay, so that is, for the 4m, a half by 4m by u squared, plus the 2m had 0, it was at rest. So it's just 2mu squared. Okay, kinetic energy after is a half by 4m by u over 3 2 minus e squared, plus a half by 2m by 2u over 3 1 plus e squared. Now, this basically becomes algebra in how to get it into the form that they're looking for. So I'm going to keep going with after. So half 4m is 2m by squaring everything. I get 16. So that's u. So u squared over 9. And then square 2 minus e. 4 minus 2e plus e squared. Plus, here I get u times, this was 2u, so it becomes 4u squared over 9 by 1 plus e squared becomes 1 plus 2e plus e squared. Apologies. Okay, so multiply this out, 2mu squared over 9 by 4 minus 2e plus e squared, plus this is 4 sorry, there should be an m there, 4mu squared over 9, 1 plus 2e plus e squared. Now, there is a trick in, rather than multiplying that by this, and that by this, and then adding and then factorizing again, I've got 2mu squared over 9 and 4mu squared over 9. So if I factorize out the 2mu squared over 9, for the first one, it's just 4 minus 2e plus e squared. Okay. For the second one, though, if I factorize out 2mu squared over 9 out of this, I get 2 times 1 plus 2e plus e squared. Now, again, you can simply multiply the whole thing out, but it's not necessary. So 2mu squared over 9, and what do I get? 2 by 1 is 6. 4e, take away 2e is plus 2e, and then 2e squared and e squared is plus 3e squared. Okay, now, oh sugar, sorry, this should have been 4e, because that was, yeah, that should have been 4e, that should have been 4e, that should have been 4e, so that goes to 0. So it's just 6 plus 3e squared. Okay, now, if we want at this stage, you can factorize out a 3 here, okay? So 9 and 3, so the 3 will go into the 9 3 times, so we'll just go 2mu squared over 3 times 3 plus e squared. Now, okay, so loss in kinetic energy is, before was 2mu squared minus after 2mu squared over 3 by 3 plus e squared. Again I can simply factorize, because I have a 2mu squared. If I factorize out 2mu squared, this will be 1, and this will be minus a third of 3 plus e squared. Actually, they wanted over 3 in the answer, just looking at the answer. So actually, what would be easier is if I did 2mu squared over 3, okay? Factorize that, well, then multiply this to get this, it'd be 3. And then here I can just take the 3, that should be 2. 3 minus 2 minus e squared. Apologies, if we go back, this should be a 2, not because that would make 9, not 6. Apologies, I made 1 or 2 errors. But it's just like real life, over 3, and I get 1 minus e squared. Okay, so you can see I've made a few mistakes there as well along the way. You have to go back and fix them. But again, it's algebra. It just comes with practice. Okay.